What's good, you creeps? It's Joshua from the Based on True Events podcast. Unfortunately, Shep couldn't be here with me today, so I'm going to have to do this one solo. So check this out, all right? If you guys haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Now, let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. It's super easy to do, actually. Anchor will distribute that podcast for you, so it can be heard on like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast too, but the cool thing is you can do it with no minimum listenership. So what that means is if nobody listens to you, you still get paid. That's what's up. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. And this is where I wish Shep was with me, because he'd end the show something cool like shit or something cool along those lines. Hey, check out Anchor, you guys. Keep listening to the Based on True Events podcast. New episodes are posted every Sunday and Wednesday.
Back at it again.
What's going on, man?
Shit.
We're just telling a story at the end of the day.
You can enjoy a fully clothed, totally platonic cuddle session. Not sure what we're doing, but
Are these lines safe? Yeah, we can literally say anything we want.
talk mad shit.
Please continue to follow us. You can find us on all social medias.
All social medias.
All social medias.
All
yeah.
podcasts.
Everywhere that you could listen to a podcast, we're pretty much there. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew 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 pew.
What up?
What's going on, dude?
Nothing, man. I'm reading some reviews.
Oh, are you?
All two of them.
All two of them.
No, people are leaving reviews, man. They're saying nice shit about us. It's
Nah,
weird.
man,
It's cool.
we've kind of sent stuff back and forth, like when we converse through the week.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I sent you pictures of my kid because I thought I was sending them to my wife.
Yeah. I take the exact same photos, that's why I laughed. I
Yeah.
showed my wife. I was like, look at this.
You take pictures of my kid.
Yes. You don't know. Shit, you do
But
know.
no, like I had to joke because I was like, oh shit, man, I text you more than I text my wife at this point.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
fucking we have to because we have to talk about like what we're doing. And,
I know.
You know, somewhat coordinate scheduling and
Yeah.
this and that. So yeah, we have sent comments back and forth.
Yeah.
From kind of feedback that we've gotten. So
Yeah, for sure. And, dude, it's just nice as hell that somebody would take 30 seconds even to actually say something nice about us. That's fucking cool as hell.
yeah, man, especially considering your family don't even say nice things about you.
No shit. Step it up, family.
Yeah, family.
Support me. All right, so here's a good one. These guys are great. Now added to my rotation. Cover great topics and genuine, candid humor. Definitely give them a listen. You'll be hooked. Thanks, Lynn Marie 27.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. These guys are great. Well, I think so, but it's nice to hear somebody else say it.
Yeah. Do you really think we're great?
I think I'm great. I
I don't think you think you're great. I think you think I'm great.
I do think you're great.
And I think you're great, but I think I'm terrible.
It's so funny, like, because we'll go and listen to. I don't think you listen to a lot of episodes before we publish them, or whatever. But I listen to all of them just make sure the audio's right and everything else. But when you finally do listen to one, you're really critical about yourself, and I'm like, dude, your shit was good. I was a fucking moron, you know.
I mean, the chef is always the most critical of their own.
Well, of
dish, I
course,
think,
yeah.
kind of thing. But I mean, it's also it's weird for me to hear my voice.
Yeah, that took some getting used
You
to.
know.
Yeah.
It's even weirder to hear that people who have spent time listening to my voice come back and say anything nice about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Not my voice, but the things that I have to say as being
Yeah.
somewhat interesting or comical or what have you.
Well, I mean, when we started it, I mean, we were like, well, fucking, we'll enjoy this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This'll,
And
so-
we still do. I mean, we enjoy the fuck out of it. But
Hell yeah, we do. But
glad.
we want more people to enjoy this, and people do read reviews. You know, it's fucking 2020. This shit matters, believe it or not. You know, we would love to get to grow our audience. So you leaving reviews help us out a shit ton, especially on the big ones like Apple Podcast and Google Podcast and Spotify. All those big ones. I mean, that shit's important. So
truck stop bathroom walls.
for sure, that's a big one.
That's a big one. Waffle House.
While you're
carved
using the
into-
glory hole,
Yeah.
just scribble it on the.
Waffle House carved into the table.
This one says, I recently came across this podcast and fell in like be quickly. It's all right. We don't judge. My grammar sucks too. The co-hosts definitely have a dark sense of humor, but it works perfectly with the material. Definitely give these guys a listen. Thanks, the real Toady.
Toady? Is it Toady?
Yeah, I had to double check, make sure it wasn't today.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's really nice. Thanks,
right.
Thanks, Toady.
Yeah, anybody that drops their comments, man, we're going to start trying to read comments on
Yeah, we're giving it a whirl.
we'll see how it fits.
A whirl.
A whirl.
Yeah, but it's still weird to read something that's about us.
Yeah. So we're trying it out. If it feels weird, we might stop.
Or if we run out of fucking reviews.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna stop when we feel like, oh man, this is gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen back to this and go, nope.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, we tried.
Yeah,
We tried. But
So-
hey, even if we don't read your reviews out loud, hey, we read them and it's noted and
we
mad
definitely-
appreciated.
Yeah, anybody throws suggestions out there, comments or replies, to an episode that something we post out there, then we always read that. We try to interact and play back and forth with you.
Fuck yeah. And dude, if you don't like this shit, if you disagree or you think something's trash, I'm cool. Let us know.
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean,
Constructive criticism. Bring that shit on.
definitely let Josh know.
That's really the most important thing. Me improving my fucking game.
But if you want to leave a comment,
Yeah, you can go to our social medias. Oh shit, we are definitely on the social medias, all of them.
all the social.
That's right.
media,
Based on
all
True
of
Event-
that.
all of them, based on True Events Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
If you want to do Twitter, we are podcast BOTE
Boat podcast, boat on the twatter.
on the Twatters.
If you're not on the social media,
and you want to stay
sites-
away from all that,
yeah,
then you can still email us.
Gmail us at.
Based on True Events Podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Hit us up on the Gmail.
Send us your comments, your concerns, questions. What did we do wrong?
What did we do right?
What did we do right?
What did Joshua do right? What did Shep do wrong?
Yeah. So that in that same philosophy, we are doing the I Wrote for Boat competition.
That's right.
We had
Every month.
Every month. We had a winner in January. Going to pick one for the short month of February.
That's right. So send us your suggestions. We will literally pick our favorite and send you a free T-shirt. For free.
Free.
Keyword free.
For free.
Cost you nothing but a comment.
Free 99.
Or a suggestion.
Free 99.
That's right. And then, of course, we've got our field trip coming up. We choose. No, wait.
Nope. You choose. We lose.
That's right. You, so I'm like, edit button. Is there a live edit? No, fuck.
No.
You choose, we lose. That's right. You send us to one of the 4 haunted destinations, and we're going to do a live episode, or we're going to do an episode there. I don't know if I can figure out live, but we're going to do an episode there, and I'm fucking pumped about this. So send us to either the Hannah House, Waverly Hills, Whistler's Estate, Punderson Manor. Thank you.
This is my wife's fucking
Punderson
favorite.
Manor.
She's-
El Cheapo.
El Cheapo.
Send us to Punderson Manor.
1 star.
So we don't go broke. 1 star. That's right. What's funny is, you called me out. You were like, "Is that a Yelp review?" And I'm like, "No," but like somebody was like, "This place is not haunted at all." Actually, all of them have stories and have a lot of claims and shit. So it should be fun no matter where we go. Of course, you all know where we want to go the most, but you can send us wherever you think you'd like to hear us go and do an episode at.
Yep.
So bring them on.
So probably
Vote.
we would appreciate not having to drive into another state, and so please send us to Waverly.
So that means Waverly. That's right. Or new to the list, Hellier, Kentucky. Bing, bing. No, that's not.
Gonna go see cave bats.
Cave bats. They're goblins, dude. Deal with it.
What the fuck ever, man.
All right. Well, shit, dude. It's your episode.
Is it?
I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the show. That's right, man.
So this is a listener suggested episode.
Sweet.
I got this listener suggested episode from our friend Marshall, who I have to say before I get into the episode, he's been very honest with his feedback towards us.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, he definitely called us out on our early episodes for shit audio.
What? You didn't like the popping all the way through the fucking episode?
And he definitely, he's let us know when, the stuff he likes and stuff he thinks we're missing. So
that's what we want to hear, dude. Thanks, Marshall.
Yeah. So
thanks for the suggestion,
he
bro.
suggested this and then retracted it as saying, because we kind of at the beginning had said, we were going to kind of stick away from heavy hitters for a little bit.
This is a heavy one, I guess.
It's an interesting story, man. Tonight we do the story of Carl Panzram. Yes. He is considered one of the most menacing serial killers.
See, I don't know much about this, dude, so I'm excited about this.
There was a movie that came out about this gentleman. He doesn't have like the Iceman or Dr. Satan or any of these names, okay? But his fucking movie, the movie that was made about him, has like the best title.
What was it?
The movie is just his name, Carl Panzram.
Oh.
The Spirit of Hatred and Vengeance.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, so
maybe because his name is kind of so like just badass on its own. Yeah. Panzram.
So he was born on June 28th of 1891 in Grand Forks, Minnesota.
American.
Yep. His parents were Prussian immigrants.
There it is.
So basically a little overview. He was imprisoned, not in jail, imprisoned.
Big boy jail.
9 times.
Damn.
Okay. He was first time arrested at the age of 8 for being intoxicated.
8?
Yes. Then he was arrested at the age of 12 for robbing a neighbor's house for food and a gun.
Wow.
His parents, already being tired of his bullshit, sent him to the Minnesota State Training School, is what it was called, which is basically just kiddie prison, essentially. Right. This is the area where they assume that he committed his first murder, but...
How old was he when he went there?
12.
Wow, fuck.
But as he decided to burn one of the buildings to the ground while he was in there, it is unknown if he actually did commit the murder while he was inside the Minnesota State Training School.
Wow, but somebody got murdered? They just don't know if it's him?
Yeah, they kind of attribute it to him.
I know how to find out if he didn't murder someone if no one was dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So anyway, whilst in the Minnesota State Training School, he was subjected to beatings, long-term torture, and being raped.
Damn. God.
He lied his way out after he set the building on fire. They basically questioned him, and they're like, "Carl, did you burn the building down?"
Carl, now tell the truth.
Tell the truth, Carl. And he was like, "Nah, I didn't do that shit."
Nah.
And they're like, "You seem like a straight up kid."
Okay.
And they sent him home. They literally sent this kid home.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so he returns home, where he promptly goes back to school and threatens to kill his teacher in front of the entire class, pulls out a gun, and drops it before he can pull the trigger. Oh. The teacher kicks the gun away. Being somewhat embarrassed and upset by this, young Carl
suck at murdering,
runs away rides the rails, as
Wow.
many did at that time period in the early 1900s, where he is subsequently raped and beaten repeatedly whilst being essentially a hobo.
Damn, kid.
So as he grows a little bit older, he decides that easy pickings is he's going to start robbing churches, and to get rid of evidence, he's just going to burn the churches to the ground.
What the fuck?
Then he proceeds to get drunk at a bar one night, and an army recruiter signs him up for the military.
What is he, like 14? How the hell?
This is going to be kind of a quick fire.
Wow, dude. Real quick before you go on, and I don't know if you're going to come back to it. Did they say anything about his parents? Like why at 8 years old he was starting?
Well, the dad left. Okay, so dad leaves at like 8. And leaves his mom and him and his 4 siblings to tend the farm by themselves. And I'm imagining that there wasn't a whole lot of structure.
Right.
And then the mom can't really handle him, the hellion that he was, and 4 other kids. So she's the one who sent him to kid prison, where he gets beaten and raped.
And then these motherfuckers let him out.
Yeah, and then they let him out.
By the way, that's even though he's obviously a serial killer, like still fuck poor kid, like getting beaten,
for sure,
raped and shit,
man.
like rough go at it.
Yeah.
Man.
So you're gonna see a whole fucking litany. I mean, he was arrested and sent to prison 9 times.
Yeah,
so there's a whole lot of him getting out of prison.
Yeah, right. Why do you let this motherfucker go?
Just for the record. I mean,
Yeah, right.
maybe catch and release ain't the best
Maybe.
idea when it comes to sociopathic people. All right. Anyway, so he gets drunk. He gets signed up for the army. In which case he is quickly arrested by the military police for being drunk and stealing everything he can get his hands on whilst in the military. He spends 2 years in Leavenworth prison.
Damn.
He gets let out of Leavenworth. He then goes on a career of basically theft and arson, using the same equation of steal from here, burn it down, steal from here, burn it down, steal from here, burn it down.
Wow.
He then basically, at this point in his life, he decides that he is pretty much rage personified, and he gets one of his only legitimate jobs of his entire life.
What do you mean rage personified?
That he is the embodiment of what it is to be rage.
Oh, okay.
So he uses this and his overwhelming stature, which at the time it was overwhelming. Today's standards is probably not as overwhelming, but
Okay.
at the time he was basically just 6 foot tall, 200 pounds of nothing but hate and muscle.
So me minus the hate.
And about 4 inches.
And
yes.
about 4 inches and the muscle part.
In the muscle. And hate.
And
a lot
hate.
of
A lot of
hate.
hate. I don't really have that hate.
So the opposite of you, and basically
Completely the opposite of
Yeah.
me. Fair enough.
So he gets a job as a strike breaker, which essentially means that he is employed by various groups to go in and beat the living fuck out of people so that they stop striking and go back to work.
Oh, damn.
That's one of the only
That's a
legitimate
job?
jobs that he.
Legitimate jobs.
Yeah. No, I mean it was a legit. I mean he was
got
on the
paid.
payroll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And then see, he was.
It says here on your resume.
Yeah. He literally he tried to get a job as basically like a boat master or something on a military boat after this, and is quickly kicked off and fired for being drunk on the job.
Damn. Well, you've been drinking since you're 8, dude.
Yeah. Well, I will have to say that this is one of the few where I've actually written down notes. And it's literally because, like, when I was researching this dude, I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, how is this still going? How is this still going? How is this still going? And, like, I was like, oh, I got to keep track. Like, I got to go in a certain order.
So, like, just to, and I won't take too long saying this, Shep and I were talking, like, I write things down and I bookmark websites and I read a lot when I do because I don't retain everything once I read it once. Shep usually reads something and then it's there, it sticks. So to see him walk in and like have like a stack of fucking envelopes with notes completely from head to toe covered on them. I was like, holy fuck.
Well,
like, there's a lot of information.
Like I read a bunch of stuff about this guy on like Wikipedia, and I watched stuff, and I did the YouTube thing, and I did all the normal research, and Wikipedia was like I read it, like, I hate to say it this way, but it was just like toned down, like it was just kind of like a drop in the bucket. Like I didn't give like
a lot of times it
didn't really like it didn't really paint the picture of who this dude actually was. So that's why I was like, I had to kind of combine everything and say, okay, this is the story. This is how this guy gets the spirit of hatred and vengeance. So after he's kicked off the boat,
you can make trailers, by the way. When you do that voice, that's good.
Okay. Well, if anyone's listening,
if this doesn't work out,
if anyone would like to employ me as a trailer voiceover actor, I'm available.
Shep will do all the sponsorships because clearly I shouldn't do this voice. It's fucking, they got hurt.
Yeah, it hurt a little bit. So after he gets kicked off the boat, that was like his one attempt at like really trying to kind of go straight, using his brutal nature to maybe make a living and do it in a fashion that is not brutally illegal.
My guess is it didn't last long.
No, so he leaves the boat and he immediately goes basically on the road.
I figure you say immediately he
where he would rob and then rape the men that he robbed.
Oh God.
And he said as vengeance for his past.
Yeah.
He's then arrested for one of his numerous crimes, where he vows to the warden that he will escape from the prison. At that time, he was in prison in the state of Oregon. Otto Hooker was his roommate cellmate in prison.
What do you mean?
Otto Hooker. His name is Otto Hooker.
Last name's Hooker.
Otto. First name, last name Hooker.
I was like, is this a new job title? I'm confused.
So in the escaped attempt, Otto Hooker kills the warden and they get away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I told you.
Yeah, I told you I was getting away.
I done told you.
He's then recaptured. He escapes again. He gets in 2 shootouts with the police in the second escape attempt.
Oh my God.
They recapture him. He actually wounded one of the police officers in one of the shootouts, which got him additional time added to his prison stint. He escaped for a 3rd time.
What?
And then decided it was time to leave Oregon, so he hops on a train and leaves town.
Damn.
In
Note to self, if you ever want to fucking dodge the law, get on a train, apparently.
Yeah.
But sorry about the raping and shit.
Sorry about the raping.
Yeah. That happens.
So in 1920, he broke into former President Howard Taft's home.
Damn.
He blamed him for the military prison that he spent 2 years in. Robbed the house. He stole Howard Taft's gun.
Damn.
And then with the money that he had stolen, money and jewels that he had stolen from Howard Taft's home, he purchased a yacht. He kept the yacht parked in the Bay of New York.
Oh my God. Dude, he stole a bunch of fucking money, dude. He bought a yacht.
He bought a yacht. Multiple sources said it was a yacht.
Wow.
He used the yacht to lure sailors to his boat where he could rob them, rape them, and then murder them, and throwing their body into the water. At this time, it's thought that he's killed at least 10 men.
Wow.
With the rape and murder yacht that he got from stealing from the former president.
Well, it's the first time I've ever heard of a rape yacht.
Yeah, well, no, I think most yachts might have that component.
That's very true.
I mean, we don't own a yacht, and we don't know anyone with a yacht, so therefore it is unknown. But I feel like that could be a component.
Yeah, sorry if we blew your cover there,
yacht people.
Rapers.
Yes.
That's fucked.
So he continued this process of robbing and raping and murdering sailors until he wrecked his yacht.
Wrecked his yacht?
Yeah, with 2 of his 2 victims on board who then escaped.
Oh, shit.
He realizes that the gig's probably up in New York, so he escapes on a boat to Africa.
Oh, damn.
Where
He was getting way the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, so he then gets a job on an oil rig.
Oh.
Unknown amount of people who died.
Rape rig. Now it's a rape rig.
Yeah, well, he's in Angola. At one point, he finds a 11-year-old boy and does his same little deal with him. It
just took a turn.
Yeah. After he's done assaulting that young local, he then hires 6 rowers in a canoe to take him crocodile hunting, where he decides he's just going to shoot all 6 of them. Shoots all 6 of them, leaves them in the water for the crocodiles to eat.
Jesus.
In 1922, he is bored of his time in Africa, so he decides to come back to America. He starts selling drugs up and down the East Coast, where he finds a 12-year-old boy, lures him with money and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Thank you for sparing us the details on that, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to do any more child crime in a while.
Well, yeah.
You snuck a couple in on us, damn it.
Well, this guy, I mean, this dude is fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, his life is, like, I'm halfway through. Like, there's still so much more.
Wow. What's crazy is that I'm, like, waiting for you to go, okay, and then he got caught and now he's dead.
No. Then he steals a boat, paints the boat, and renames it so that he can pass it off his previous yacht.
What do you name it? Does it say?
He then it's something ridiculous. I can
sure
look it up. I can look it up, but it's
all right.
Yeah, it wasn't important enough. It wasn't like murder boat or anything
rape
like
boat.
That. Rape boat.
Rape yacht 2.
Yeah. So
that's so fucked up.
After stealing the boat and painting it with his previous boat name, he then becomes a river pirate.
Wow.
He tries to sell the yacht to a man, and then decides to shoot the guy twice in the head. I'm pretty sure that guy lived.
Didn't like his offer.
Yeah, no. He after he gets caught for that, he said that the guy tried to rob him, and so that's why I shot him. That's why I shot him twice in the head. And they were like, "Okay, you sound like a pretty reputable dude."
Oh,
for real.
Jesus. Yeah, right here, your resume. You're a.
So he got arrested for shooting that dude in the head.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, I will say that he gets arrested for shooting that guy in the head, but they still offer him bail because he trades the stolen yacht to his lawyer for bail money, and then he skips town.
Wow. So I wonder do they know, like, okay, this is you're the murderer, like you know what I'm saying?
This is kind of part of his story, is that every time he gets arrested, he tells the story of who he is, and everybody's like, "You're full of shit, dude.
Wow.
What the fuck ever?" And they're like, so anyway,
yeah, there's no way you could be this diabolical. And he's like, "All right,
right,
trying to come clean."
So then he
finds
a 14-year-old boy and kills him. In the same fashion. That they didn't mention rape in that one, so I'm hoping. I don't know that I should say that I'm hoping.
I hate to say it's assumed, but
yeah, I mean we'll just go past it.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's then later arrested for robbing a train yard, where he is subdued. He spends 5 years in prison.
Whoa!
And then is released.
Oh my God! Come on.
And then he spends.
I guess they don't have records at this time.
After he gets released, he's doing a lot of this under assumed names,
right?
And this is the early 1920s. This is 1922, and then 1927.
We didn't have IDs.
And then he kills another kid, and then he robs a bunch of people and kills another man before getting arrested again.
Oh my God.
So from there, the police start deciding to listen to what he's saying about previous. I think the first story he kind of tells the police is, I escaped from prison after I shot a cop in Oregon. And so they kind of like start checking and then they start checking some of these names that he's been giving them.
I'm like, what's going on?
And they start realizing that there's dead children and dead people pretty
A
much
lot of
everywhere.
dead people. I lost count.
Yeah, dude. So there's like 22 Americans that he's supposed to
Not
have
even
killed.
talking about the
Not
Africans.
Not talking about the poor record keeping that happened in Africa.
Right. Wow.
So,
damn.
ironically enough, he ends up back in Leavenworth, the same prison that he was in when he was in the military.
Right.
The one that kind of sparked his fury for Taft. Meanwhile, is there another story where a guy breaks into a former president's home, steals a bunch of shit and their gun, and then buys a yacht with it? Just like goes on about his day. Like,
Right. Well, that sounds familiar.
yeah. So this guy, he goes to prison this time. They kind of like, they figure, okay, some of this stuff is legit.
Taft was so pissed about it.
So they sentenced him, I believe, to 25 years to life. At that point, when he's sent to Leavenworth, he goes, the warden's doing the intake, and he says, the first man that fucks with me is going to die. So the warden immediately puts him in isolation.
Got it.
And then they actually gave him a prison job where he worked in the laundry and worked with a stern guard that he ends up beating to death with a lead pipe.
Oh my God.
They then put him back on trial. It takes 45 minutes to convict him.
Okay.
And they sentence him to be hung.
All right.
In his goings about whilst in prison.
So he didn't escape the fucking hanging, right? Like he got hung.
We'll get there.
Oh, Jesus.
So in the time that he was in prison for all of that shit.
Yeah, you name it.
Actually, he was only ever convicted of 4
Murders.
Yeah. And they let him out on a couple of them. He either escaped or got out on a few. So
he did escape a lot.
Yeah, he got away a lot. So the
Fucking Dufresne, dude.
The second one, I think, in Oregon, like the last one that he escaped from, he sawed through the bars and just walked out of the prison and got on a train. Like, that's how they described his escape.
If I ever go to prison, send me to fucking
Oregon. Just like, fuck it, man, go.
All right.
Hey, man, you made it through the gate. That was it. That was all we had for you.
High five, dude.
Yeah. So this dude, he basically tells his tale. Like he befriends one of the guards, and this guard basically kind of bites his tongue.
Don't beat me to death with a fucking pipe. Please.
Basically just offers him a way to basically just come clean and tell his tale.
Wow.
And many have said that they don't see any embellishment in his story. Like, he was not getting off on like the gritty details. You know, we've told stories about some of these guys that kind of who fall in love with their own shadow and kind of do this and do that.
They claim to have like done so much, and we call bullshit.
Yeah, this dude was just apparently like, it was like a cold recounting of the details. Like, yeah, I killed this guy, I raped this dude, I did this, I did this, I did this.
Imagine that fucking guard going, "Oh my God,"
for sure.
Like, so, hold on, dude.
So it took, like I said, it took 45 minutes. It only took 45 minutes for them to convict him
guilty
of the guard's murder. So
so that's what he was tried for the at the end there for the guard.
Yeah, he gets charged with the murder of the prison guard, and he is sentenced to death. He was hung on September 5th, 1930. As the officers attempted to place a black hood over his head, he allegedly spat at the executioner's face.
Damn.
When asked if he had any last words, he responded, "Yes, hurry up, you Hoosier bastard. I could kill a dozen men while you're screwing around."
Holy shit. Oh my God.
His grave at Leavenworth Penitentiary Cemetery is marked only with his prison number.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so you got your capital
Dude,
punishment.
that's a bad motherfucker, dude.
Like, fucking crazy as
I hate to say
fuck.
that's like badass the way he went out like saying that shit, because he's a horrible fucking raping monster, but damn, that's kind of fucking ruthless.
Like, if you listen to this whole dude's, like when I was going through this, and I didn't really like dig into, like, I mean, there's some people that really like go into like, and then he stalked his prey.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that shit.
This would have been a 4-hour episode.
The sheer amount of shit that this dude did, like I kind of glossed over the traveling the Midwest, raping and killing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, he supposedly they only give him, I don't want to say credit. He confessed to 22 murders, 4 of which were confirmed. 1 is an accessory. Upwards of 7 prisons. Clinton County Correctional Facility and Leavenworth held him for the longest period of time. He spent time in the United States and Portuguese Angola, which that's technically in Africa, but whatever.
Right.
And his criminal charges are arson, battery, burglary, criminal possession of a handgun, rape, robbery, vandalism. And he was eventually convicted multiple times of first-degree murder.
That's a fucking laundry list, bro. Damn.
He is attributed with writing his own autobiography.
Really?
He wrote in prison with the help of this prison guard, I'm assuming, or whomever it was. But it's basically the name of the art or the book is autobiography is "Killer: A Journal of Murder." So
damn. So that was released?
Yeah.
That's a book. No. The book?
Yeah, it was released. I didn't even look it up. I didn't. Yeah. So none of his family members that were alive agreed to come and take the body. I think it is also notable that he was 39 years old when he was executed.
Whoa, young.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, he was born in 1891. He was doing all that shit in like 1920.
Right, wow.
Like, he was young as fuck. And he was just a brutal, evil son of a bitch, man. Like, if you see pictures of this dude, like, there is no amount of money that would, like, if I crossed this dude's path, like, if I was anywhere near this motherfucker, I would cross the street. Like, 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. He probably carries himself like he's 6'8", 400 pounds.
God.
Like, he is crazy as fuck looking. His eyes are fucking like death stare. Like, he just looks brutal as fuck.
Okay, dude, straight up. I'm looking at photos of him right now. Like, every picture, he's like squinting because he looks pissed.
Yeah.
Even the ones where he's just looking straight ahead. Dude, he is frightening.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
why do I not know this dude?
When he was asked about the raping and the robbering of all these random people, he said he did it for power more than anything else. The power over another man. And he said he learned that while he was in the Minnesota State training school when he was 12.
Wow. So and I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I just Googled to look at the photos, but the first thing that pops up, and you were nice to us because over 1,000 acts of sodomy on boys and men.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Now, after Fish and after a couple things, I was
no. Thank you. I'm just saying, like...
Well, the ones that I mentioned and kind of glazed over a little bit were the ones that...
Yeah.
They know of because the bodies turned up.
Right.
There's no telling how many young boys and men that he raped and robbed and just let go. Right. But there was a lot of them that he would rape and rob and then kill.
Right.
So, I mean...
It even has, like, other names because now it makes sense how he was able to kind of skip through, like, Carl Baldwin, Cooper John II, Harry Panzram, Jack Allen, Jeff David, Jeff Rhodes, Jefferson Baldwin, Jefferson Davis, Jefferson Rhodes. He started mixing names.
John King.
Yeah, dude.
The one that he
John O'Leary.
I believe the one that he spent the most time living in the skin of was John O'Leary. That was kind of his go-to pseudonym or whatever.
Dude, this dude is...
Dude, he's
insane.
Yeah, he's literally, of all the people, like, it's a weird sliding scale of, like, how do you rank, or like how do you basically judge one of these psychos against another one?
Right.
But this dude, man, like just the sheer amount of like brutality inside of, like, Fish is fucked up, don't get me wrong. I'm not calling Fish
right.
Fish light, but this dude definitely did a shit ton more damage to a shit ton more people. And like, I mean, we've talked like high body count, with the Iceman killer. Holmes, we kind of figured out he's probably a little bit more smoke and mirrors than he is.
Right. He was just a con artist. Well, you did a bunch of con artists. I was waiting for this to be like, and then he would just steal. No, he literally was a monster because well, when you throw raping in there, dude, sorry, that takes it to another level of
even
evil.
when it's men raping.
Well, yeah. Raping period is oof.
So
wow,
I kind of painted it in a little bit of a dark humor light at the beginning. I don't think you can fucking get through this story without having a little bit of a
you just kept going. It was almost unbelievable, so it made it funny because I'm just going, wait, what? I'm not buying. Like, that's crazy.
Like when I was going through my notes and stuff, I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, it was like one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other.
Again?
And he was 39 years old. So you got to figure, like, after he leaves school at like 12, 13 years old for trying to shoot his teacher, he's just getting beat up and raped on the train for however long, and then all of a sudden, like, he's just running around raping and killing and burning shit to the ground, and he's telling the warden, I'm gonna fucking escape, and there's like, okay, and then he fucking does it. And his roommate, I had the only name besides his that I mentioned, by the way, was Otto Hooker. I was like, I couldn't not say Otto Hooker.
Damn it, Mom. Wow, Carl Panzram.
If you go through, like, I didn't want to do the Ripper Crew style. I didn't want to do the Fish style of telling this guy's story. We would have been here for 4 hours.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
To cover everything that this guy did,
every crime in detail,
the time that he lived. But man, this motherfucker, like, he was so fucking brutal. Like, I don't know that there's any of them that we've covered that were as brutal, much of a brutal fuck as this dude.
Well, I said, so looking at the photo, that's the most intimidating photo of anyone we've covered. I mean, he's straight up scary looking.
Yeah, like, so like with Fish, right? I mean, not that any of these guys are sane, but Fish is like completely fucking crazy. Yeah. Right. And he
was like this old man, just dirty perv.
If you think about it, like, Fish and Carl Panzram had basically the same way of growing up.
Yeah, true.
And Fish did some fucked up shit his whole life.
Yeah.
But he really got it like into full gear towards the end of his life.
Yeah, much older.
Well, I mean, I guess both of them technically towards the end of their life. But,
that's true.
But, it was kind of a ramping effect with Fish.
Panzram was just go from jump, dude.
Yeah, and I really think that's like, because he would tell them every time he would get arrested, he would tell them like, oh no, I killed fucking
10 other dudes,
10 other
people.
This. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yesterday.
Like, what the fuck, man? You're not going to do this shit to me. Like, he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I killed 10 people last week. What the fuck do you think? Like, that kind of shit. Yeah. And they're like, whatever. You're just talking big shit. And then they fucking lock him up. And he gets out. And, like, they lock him up for, like, 5 years for shooting a guy in the face twice. And he gets out.
Yeah, I wonder why he got, like...
Because, I mean, it's the 1920s, man. 1930s. Like, I figure they're probably just like, we got bigger fucking problems, man. We're trying to
Little
rebuild.
did they know. Well,
yeah,
okay.
They got bigger problems to fucking,
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Shit was the Wild West anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming out of World War One. There's definitely financial issues right around that time period. So, I mean, I think I think the country was a victim of his brutality because the country was going through so much other shit. You don't get away with breaking into a former president's home.
No, dude.
Unless shit's really fucked up.
Oh, they're
at home.
They're busy.
Yeah. Like, we'll get back to you. But he did. So there were a shit ton of like civil rights at the time, anti-capital punishment organizations, appeals groups that were trying to advocate on his behalf to get him to not be hung. And he personally wrote a letter to the sitting president at the time, Woodrow Wilson, and said, "You will need." He said, in not so many words, he's like, "You fucking better make sure they kill me."
Right.
Like he petitioned the president to not allow them to appeal his judgment, and he defended himself in his capital murder trials. And he
just like Bundy, he sucked at it.
Well, no, he had no intention of fighting it.
Oh, he was like, yeah, dude, fry me.
He's like, come get me, motherfucker. And
he had that mentality.
Yeah, like he just didn't give a fuck, man. He was telling them to hurry up when they were trying to hang him. He's like, dude, I killed 12 people in the time it's taking you to get the fucking rope around my neck. Come on, bitch. Like,
part of me wishes he was not a child rape murderer, you know what I mean? Because like it could be a really cool story of this like badass dude if he was putting all that hate and anger towards like using it for good. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like fucking going out like that. It's like, whoa.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Minus all the murder and rape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm glad he got hung. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he's
hanged.
I will say that, I mean, this, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for Born Bad. I think there's a lot to be said for being taught poor. And, you know, if you're beaten and raped from the time you're 12 years old on.
I mean, yeah, and what is it you said that he was like, yeah, it's just basically I'm taking out my aggression. What happened to me, I'm returning the favor type of shit.
Yeah.
But
so like, I mean,
I think from 8, dude was drinking when he was 8. You know what I mean? Like he if anybody was born bad, this motherfucker was born bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing that, but I don't know, man.
Because I always throw in but his parents treated him like this. That's why I asked that question. But it seems like 8 years old. I'm sorry,
his parents were checked out, bro.
Right.
But I mean, you know, we don't.
Maybe that's the problem. There was no parent. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. But I mean, this dude was non-remorseful.
Right.
He was not boastful. Like he told his story, but from what I could tell, people are like, yeah, man, he's telling the truth.
Well, it makes it more believable when they're not gloating.
Yeah, like he's like, no, man, this is what I did. Like, and he kind of like when he said he was going to do something, he fucking backed it up.
He did it.
Like, he's like, I'm going to escape. He told the fucking warden at Leavenworth when he got put in there, he's like, the first person who fucks with me is going to die.
No shit.
And he fucking did. Like, he fucking killed that guy, man.
Killed the
guard. Killed the fucking guard. Like, he didn't care. Like, he was going to do whatever he was going to do. And if you caught him, fine. Like, I mean, you know, he's either, you know, you're either going to let him out or he's going to get out. He's going to escape. So,
you know what? He reminds me of, you just gave it to me, Bronson. Like, the looks. I think it's just the mustache though, and like the kind of crazy stare.
He's kind of the American Bronson, I think. Well, not even that. No, because Bronson, he like went into prison and just never wanted to come out.
Yeah. Which we're gonna get into that because I'm gonna do an episode on him. But I think it's just literally just his picture. Because he's in a few of the pictures, he's got the shaved head, and then he's just a big muscle dude with the big mustache and the crazy eyes. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm telling you what, man. I've seen a lot of these dudes. They all have kind of that psycho stare. I don't know that anybody really can compete with the Night Stalker stare.
Oof.
Like Richard Ramirez or whatever. Like, dude, that dude's a creepy looking motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
Like, every picture I've ever seen of him, I'm like, oh God, are you gonna fucking kill me through the picture? But this dude, like, he was the most fucking crazy
He's got an anchor tattoo on his forearm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude's just fucking the spirit of hatred and vengeance. I mean,
yeah, oh, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
just the whole story. You could take like any like set of this story, like, you know, like a small grouping of any of the things that this dude did, and it would have been enough to be like, no, this dude needs to be killed. And then
Right.
you like look at the whole picture, and you're like, can we only kill him once? Like, can we kill him a few more times?
yeah, no shit. Carl Panzram, dude, it's crazy that I've never heard his story or anything about him. I've heard the name, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard. I think I'd heard that quote at the end.
see, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I'd also heard the part about him. Like, I heard about his prison time, like the multiple escapes,
Right.
like the escape attempt, and then them killing the warden. Don't hold me to this, but I think like some details of like the end of Natural Born Killers is kind of based on that escape attempt in Oregon where they kill the warden and shit.
Interesting.
I'm not 100% on that, but it kind of like read that way in one of the things I reviewed.
Even if not,
So I don't know, maybe Tarantino stole some other shit.
dope bad. That movie was the shit, though.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Quentin Tarantino wrote the movie. Oliver Stone directed the film. But yeah, I mean, the malice and the just brutality, like he didn't like torture people. Well, I mean, I guess rape is fucking torture, but
I know what you're saying, though.
but
Yeah.
you know, he fucking just killed.
He,
Did
dude,
whatever the fuck he wanted.
he was just a monster, and
Yeah.
he was the type of person similar to the Iceman, where it's like rules don't apply to me.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna
laws don't
do
fucking-
whatever the fuck I want.
You're in my way. I'm just gonna remove you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did horrible shit to people before he removed them.
Oh no, dude! This guy,
He took it to another level compared to Iceman.
I will say this. How about this? There is absolutely no aspect of this dude's life that is not reprehensible. Like there is no
Right.
there is no good characteristic.
Right.
Like he wasn't like good to his mom, or you know, like he didn't send. Like,
he loved dogs.
Yeah, like he there is nothing where you're like, oh yeah, this guy's probably all right. No, like this guy is a horrible human being. And you know, he.
Yeah, but dude, that was you know, I liked the way that you presented that versus going into the agonizing details. We've unfortunately I chose to go the other route, where I did give you the gruesome details, and you actually did too in Ripper Crew. So it was kind of nice not to go into that and just. But he had such a hate to use it, a laundry list of things that he did that you were able to rip through them, and it wasn't 10 minutes. Like some of those guys, if I did that, it'd been done real quick.
Yeah,
this dude did a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and that was me reading fast, like going through his. Like, that was just like boom, to boom, to boom, to boom, to boom.
It was probably 30 minutes, dude. It was long.
Yeah, and it was just
you
back
literally
to back.
brought
It was like
you
6
had
pages,
notes for days.
So the name of the yacht was the Akista.
Akista.
Yeah, and then he killed a lot
Killed
of people.
Akista.
A lot of people. But the one part where they're like, and then he became a river pirate. You're just like, who the fuck is writing this? Like, and then the next part is like, oh, he decides to just start.
I'm a strike killer.
Then he's like, I'm gonna sell the yacht and shoot the guy in the face, and then I get arrested. So I'm gonna trade the yacht for my bail money, and then I'm gonna leave town.
I'm gonna sell the yacht that I bought with stolen goods from Taft.
No, he wrecked that boat.
Oh, right.
He wrecked that boat, and 2 people got away.
Oh, that's right.
That he was trying. He was busy raping and killing, and they're like, "Oh, I can't kill you because I wrecked the boat. So now I have to go to Africa for 2 years." And then he goes to Africa and
feeds people to crocodiles.
They never like some of them. Like, I mean, like in a weird, fucked up way. Like when he's in the United States and he's killing and raping. Like, he's also robbing.
Right.
Like, so there's some, like, financial gain. Like, the ones where he's on the boat, like, where he hires, like, 6 dudes to row him out to go crocodile hunting.
And kills them.
Like, there's no motive. Like,
yeah, right.
He just, like,
he's just a killer,
randomly
dude.
takes them out on a boat and kills 6 people.
Wow.
Like, there's, like, no ritual to it. He just shoots them and drops them in the water. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to row home. Like, he didn't even save any of them to row him back.
Dumbass.
I guess he fed the crocodiles so he could get out and walk
So
away. They weren't hungry anymore.
They're free. I'm safe now. No, there's not really any way to make that. Like, that's just fucking. He's just brutal, man.
Yeah. So, anybody wants to take a look at this fucker? Like, he is.
Just Google an image, or just Google his name and then look at the images.
I'm sure you'll post a picture or two.
I will on our Instagram page.
On our Instagram page,
based on True Events Podcast. All right. Yeah, dude. He's fucking frightening.
Yeah. So
Carl Panzram.
Carl Panzram.
Well, that was a different.
He is way more intimidating and fucked up to me than anything that Holmes did.
Yeah, Holmes is a puss compared to this dude.
Yeah, I hate to.
Isn't that horrible? That makes it sound like he's a badass. Like, so that's my problem with it is, and it's all because of that his final words. I'm like,
the mentality.
If I could forget everything that you just told me, and you told me this dude's last words were this, I'd have been like, whoa, he's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
But it's like, wait, no, he's a bad.
No,
ass.
he's just bad.
Yeah, and he's an ass. But I mean, like he's a horrible person. But, oof.
Yeah. So
it's a good story.
Not a cheery dude.
No, not a cheery dude. But what a wild tale, man.
Yeah, and I think because of the sheer insanity of how long this went on. Like, I mean, he wasn't old, but like there was a fairly huge span of crime.
It was like back to back to back to back to back.
Like, yeah, if you think about like Bonnie and Clyde, like they killed those people in a very short amount of time, but it was all over the news and everybody freaked out. This dude is going on for a long period of time, massive amounts of.
Dude was getting arrested throughout this entire time and being let go.
Yeah, massive amounts of sodomy.
Yeah,
and
1,000 counts, mind you.
Yeah, and they're just like, he's probably all right.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have let him go.
Yeah,
maybe don't put.
Could you leave that part out of the autobiography, please?
Maybe don't put my name on the thing.
Skip that chapter.
So,
oh shit! I think the reason I feel it's not as icky, I can't think of the right word, is because you skipped over it so fast.
Yeah.
And so that's why all that I remember is like, whoa, 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 and then to the end. So, but no, it's icky. He's icky.
Yeah, he is.
I won't say the word icky again. Yeah.
He's no bueno.
All right, well, your story was bueno. Good shit, man.
All right, man.
All right, next week,
I think I'm gonna stick to the suggestion world unless you got something you're gonna give me.
The last one on my list until I come up with some other ones is real dark, so I'm gonna save you on that one. So we'll go to the suggestion box.
All right.
For you.
I mean, we have plenty in the suggestion box, so I'll.
But keep them coming. We appreciate you guys.
Carl Panzram.
Carl Panzram. Good shit.